Lee Taylor, strength and conditioning coach for the Lady Vols women's basketball team.
Lee, what do you look for in your athletes that they're training hard?
Um, it's probably the easy answer is the sweat on their brow, but it's more than just the sweat on their brow. It's them training with the tempo, with the intensity, um, training with the purpose. It's more than just coming in and just getting it done. There's an intrinsic motivation that needs to be there, um, and a purpose behind the training. Even when like I'm talking with um, them making eye contact and being engaged, and then carrying out whatever detail that I give them, and not just doing it, but doing it hard and with a purpose. Um, that's a those are markers at least that I look for within training, um, to assure that they're training hard because ultimately I want to put them in a position where when they get in practices and they get in games, they're in the best possible position to succeed. And the only way you can really do that is if you train with the intensity that's going to be demanded of you when you get out on the practice court and the game field or court.
And Lee, how would you encourage someone how to train themselves spiritually?
I think it's a day to day or every day a daily walk. Um, for me personally, being a believer, it's a daily walk with Christ. Just trying to get a better understanding of who He is. And I feel personally that only comes by spending time in His Word and spending time personally with Him. Oftentimes, He puts us in situations where we're forced to depend on Him, and it's through those situations that we come to know Him better. And I think it's one of those things where if you can spend time now, when you're not necessarily going through something, or you may be going through something, getting in His Word and trying to gain a better understanding of who He is and um, what He's purposed for you to do on the earth, because everybody has a purpose. Interesting thing, I was reading this morning, and I found a scripture. I was reading in Proverbs, and uh, Proverbs is a great book just to just for wisdom, everyday life. I mean, it's great nuggets in there throughout the whole book, especially in those the whole book, but those first three chapters, um, talking about leaning not to your own understanding, acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He'll direct your path. And um, you know, the righteous are given paths of peace when they trust in Him. I mean, those are all like just great nuggets within Proverbs. And one good one I was reading in, um, I don't remember exactly what chapter it was in, but like I was reading it, it was talking about the Lord weighs the steps of man, something like that. And I was like, okay, well, let me look at the reference on it, and I stumbled upon uh, um, a verse in Second Chronicles. It's 16 verse 9. It says, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show Himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to Him." And that was I had never read that verse before. That was a really good one, and it kind of stuck out with me. I even highlighted it in my little online logos Bible. Um, so I mean, Jesus talked about like the heart connection and stuff, and what it's not what goes into the mouth of the man that defiles him, but what comes out of the heart. So it's just trying to make sure that our hearts are aligned, and again, consistently trying to seek Him, and again, it's a day to day thing because some days like I suck at it, you know, and you know, it's a day to day process. So that's all I got.